हेलो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, मैं विनी सर आपके लिए लाया हूँ वॉल्यूम नंबर 16 की ट्रांसक्रिप्शन नंबर 333 की डिक्टेशन। बी रेडी? स्टार्ट। सर, as you are aware, under the Constitution, certain rights have been reserved for the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes as laid down in Article 330 of the Constitution. Now, the principal point in respect of which this right was reserved or recognized was that there ought to be reservation of seats so far as the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes were concerned in the parliament and in the state legislatures. Then, sir, it was left to the President to prepare the lists and to promulgate them so far as these tribes were concerned, and therefore, under Article 341, these orders were issued by the President under the authority which had vested in him. In all, as many as 4 orders were issued in 1950, and according to these orders, effect has been given and seats were reserved at the last general elections and naturally at the subsequent by elections as well. Sir, at the time when these lists were under preparation and subsequently also a number of complaints were made to the Government of India, and according to some the lists were incomplete, and according to others there were certain communities, certain tribes or castes which ought not to have been included, and therefore when under Article 340 of the Constitution the government appointed the Backward Classes Commission in 2003. They requested the Backward Classes Commission also to consider the question as to whether there ought to be any additions to or reductions from the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes orders as pointed out by me just now. Now, the whole question was considered by the Backward Classes Commission in Volume 12 of their report. They have dealt with this question of the information that they then had. Thereafter, sir, twice the views of the Backward Classes Commission were sent to the state governments. In the first place, we requested them to offer to us their views or reactions. They were received, and thereafter the government considered all those matters as also the suggestions and again sent back their tentative views to the state governments. The state governments considered this matter, and thereafter their views in a final shape came, and after the receipt of all this material and after considering all the circumstances the government took certain decisions.